Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Good evening, family and friends, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, and all believers. Here I am again, Al-Hakeem Muhammad, presenting you with a video tonight, and it will be a short one, God is willing, and the attributes of Allah. In a line of videos I intend to post called the attributes of God, Allah, the Almighty. Who has the best names? He is the one with the best names. But again, I started this video off by saying, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That's to say, I bear witness there's no God but God, and that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. I'd like to also tell you that you are entitled to and invited to subscribe to his videos. The videos that I put out, especially the ones now to help yourself. But I thought about bringing one tonight because I said to myself, this may help all of the people. With all the ones that I give to you, I think will help you because it's by the grace and mercy of God I've given them to you. So any video you see of mine will help you. I promise you, if it pleases God Almighty, only if it pleases him, because he makes the ones who submit to his will. He makes people, and he don't make them and force them. He the one that make Muslims. He the one that make believers in him. He makes them. He allow people to believe in him. This is the best thing you can do for yourself. But back to the video. Again, you're entitled you're invited to subscribe to the videos that I have. In a line of videos, you go say lies about God, /forward, Al-Hakeem, A-A-L-I-M, Muhammad, M-O-H-A-M-M-A-D, or truth about God, /forward, Al-Hakeem, A-A-L-I-M, M-O-H-A-M-M-A-D. That is Al-Hakeem Muhammad. That's who I am. But again, and you can give me a like, a thumbs up if you like, because I think you would be thinking about God Almighty, those who are God-fearing people. But this is for the working man. Again, I said I won't be long. I don't think I'll be. But I want to give you an attribute. This is called the attributes of God, one of his attributes. He has many. I'm familiar with probably something pertaining to 99, but there's others I don't know about that you don't know about because he's above comprehension when we get through talking. But this attribute tonight is for the working man, the working woman. And the name of it is called Al-Hakeem. It's spelled, and I see it in Arabic as saying Al-Hakeem. What I see, I don't want to say Alif, Lam, Ha, Ka, and going to that. But I'm switched over to the English. I see A-L-H-A-K-E-M. It would seem like it's saying Al-Hakeem, but it's Al-Hakeem. Al-Hakeem, it means the wise. Remember that. You don't have to say Al-Hakeem. Just say the wise. Who is the wise with a capital T? The capital W. There's only one who that title belongs to. That is the Almighty. That is God Almighty. So, but if you say this is an attribute of him, it's an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for those Muslims who know, this is the attribute that says Al-Hakeem. If you say this, that he who recites this name from time to time will not have difficulty in his work. He who recites his name from time to time will not have difficulty in his work. Say Al-Hakeem. Here's something from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that I understand. It's the hadith. It's called hadith, which means the sayings of the prophet, that prophet. And we got sayings of Jesus too, alayhi salam. We got sayings of Moses. We got sayings of Noah. We got sayings of Abraham, and on and on and on. We have sayings of these prophets we can give you. But I'm giving you this saying, where the prophet, he has said that this is a form of worship. People who work, because this is mainly for the work. It's for everyone. But mainly you people who working hard. You thinking you just working, I'm just working. It's just, I'm not making enough money. I'm not making enough money and I'm just breaking my back. Well, it's a blessing Because this last prophet of God, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said that this is the form of worship. This is one form of worship that you don't quite understand. But he said this is the form of worship. He read it. He said it. He didn't write it. I mean, I understand he writing because I don't think the prophet, only the prophet could, he just recited. He recited to us. I mean to say he recited to the people to give to me and you. And we would get it. He would be here one day. He would be, his word would be here in front of us. Al-Hakeem, the wise. Remember to recite that when your work is difficulty. He who recites his name from time to time will not have difficulties in his work. Those of you that work in construction, those of you doing carpentry, those of you on the computer, whatever work you're doing, those of you in the grocery stores, any person who works. But back what I was saying is that the prophet had said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had told us and informed his companions. He told them to tell us. They passed it to us. But he had told them this is a form of worship. Every time you work, consider yourself doing a righteous deed. Consider yourself doing a righteous deed. Consider yourself working in the cause of God, because you're working in the cause of righteousness. His cause is the cause of righteousness. God Almighty cause is the cause of righteousness. See? You get good news tonight. Anyone who works, be happy. Be good, because you're getting your money that way. You're getting money, you're getting finances that's passed away like everything is. So don't make it top priority. Your top priority should be honoring God Almighty first. But remember, again, we go back to Al-Hakeem. I came in today with the attributes of Allah, the attributes of God Almighty. One attribute called Al-Hakeem. It don't take you too much to recite that way. If you want to speak a little Arabic, say Al-Hakeem. What does that mean? That means the wise. Oh, it's the wise? Okay, I can say that. If I say the wise, you mean if I say the wise, I will get blessing, you will get blessing. You'll be blessing because it said your work that you need to do, the job you're working on, whatever job you're in, whatever your job may be, whatever type of employment that you have. He who recites this name from time to time will not have difficulties in his work. So I'm saying from time to time, over and over again, but you're going to say it from time to time. Remember it in your heart. Say, this man named Al-Hakeem Muhammad said, and those before him recited that Al-Hakeem mean the wise, and that whoever recites that, it will be a blessing from God Almighty. My work will be easier for me. He will make my work become easier for me. It comes from his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It comes from him, by his love, by his angel Gabriel. I want to mention them both. May Allah be pleased with Angel Gabriel and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. And gave it to us. He got to me, and I'm giving it to you, whoever hear it. He who recites this, Al-Hakeem, Al-Hakeem, whoever recites the wise. Say the wise. You can't say Al-Hakeem. You don't want to say it in Arabic. Say the wise. It will make it more easy for you. Your work will not be difficult. It will cause your work not to be difficult. If you got a difficult time with doing a job, call on Al-Hakeem. Call on him. You can say, oh, God, help me, but this is the best way. You were taught, you would be informed that you're taking the instructions and you're following orders, and you're being mindful of the Lord. And he says, call on him. He has the best name. So remember, call him. Remember, you want to call him. He see you call him. You're going to see your work get better, whoever you are. And you can maybe text me one day or find the subscription to my channel and to the channel or the channel that's via YouTube. You go to YouTube, Lies About God, Al-Hakeem Muhammad. Lies About God /4 Al-Hakeem Muhammad. Lies About God /4. Truths About God /4 Al-Hakeem Muhammad. And maybe you can say something. You can say it helped me. I hope I hear that from one of you. I hope to hear that from one of you one day. Thanks be to Allah that you even understood and know that work is a form of worship. Don't forget that. Whatever you do, it's a good deed, okay? It's definitely a good deed. And if not a form of worship, if you never heard it from the one that's been a form of worship, you're doing a righteous thing to please God Almighty. That's worshiping. So say Al-Hakeem. from time to time while you're doing work. He who recites this name from time to time will not have difficulty in his work. He'll recite it from time to time while you're doing work. As you're at work and something hard, you go to something might be hard for you. Just say Al-Hakeem with L-O-Y. Say the wise. Anyway, I hope it was a good piece of information for you, those who work, all you working men and women in the world, whoever hear this. Say Al-Hakeem, the wise, if you want your work to be easier and you won't have difficulties. You don't want to have difficulty, you won't have difficulty in your work by calling on the Almighty, by one of his attributes, Al-Hakeem, the wise. Assalamu alaikum. That is to say, peace be upon you, and may God guide you and mend your ways. Peace.